Hi, my name is Kylie Hood, and I will be doing an evaluation of dialectical behavioral therapy for juveniles in secure residential facilities. The purpose of this evaluation was to examine how DBT was delivered and whether it made a difference in reoffending rates, focusing on three DBT parts: environmental adherence, individual therapy, and skills training. And it also looked at the quality amount of DBT received and how it shaped outcomes. Um, let's see. An overview of the evaluation. It looked at 1,031 youth from residential facilities in 2014 to 2015. They tracked what sort of DBT they got, how much and what kind, I guess frequency. They also measured whether they were convicted again within 18 months. And they ran like regression models to see which DBT parts were effective for reducing recidivism. It was not a perfect environmental study or experimental study, but it used real service data and strong statistical tools to draw their conclusions. Their participants were youth from secure facilities. We discussed that. Some had more than one release. There were differences in age, their mental health needs, and time served. Mental health risk was a part of the ITA risk assessment within this particular article. So I think from their standpoint, they reiterated that understanding who these youth are, like what their struggles are, and also understanding how what a large role that mental health played, and how effective DBT was. Um, Ethics, diversity, and inclusion. The analysis showed a greater impact of DBT on younger youth, and those with mental health needs, which basically brings attention to the diverse developmental needs within the study. There were no participatory explicitly anti-oppressive lens. They did look at different age groups like age and mental health. They also refused to create a no treatment control group for ethical reasons. And, you know, there were issues with staffing and training gaps, and there were some cultural challenges there. The study tried to be ethical in its design, but missed some chances to center on the voices of the people in the study or community input. Um, so some key findings: environmental quality reduced recidivism, especially for younger and high-risk youth. Counseling and skills group, they didn't really show any effects, and parole was linked to lower misdemeanor recidivism, but the interpretation was a little interesting. Um, so basically, environmental adherence worked like DBT says it should, helping the youth build their skills through support. Individual sessions, like I said, they didn't have the same effect. This graph just kind of gives you a little overview. So power, proceed, unequal DBT access for power, oppression, poor training and staffing that deepens marginalization. Social justice, EA supports healing, growth, and reduced recidivism. Evidence, there's a lot of data that shows EA reduces recidivism, especially in high-risk youth. Advocacy change requires investment in training policy and staffing. And lastly, diversity. EA must adapt to use diverse background and needs. And then evaluation frameworks: no explicit use of participatory, anti-racist, or equitable evaluation frameworks. There were some opportunities missed to engage youth and staff and some reflective practices. Some future evaluations could benefit from community-based participatory research or equitable evaluation proposals. The study was strong in its method, but it sort of missed a chance to co-create knowledge with the people that are actually being impacted by doing this. So, the implications for social work practice. I think it emphasizes the importance of therapeutic environments over quantity. The study said recommending prioritizing training and staff retention for DBT, and suggesting broader applications of EA principles in their residential settings. And social workers should advocate for systems level support and quality assurance and treatment delivery. I mean, I think here the goal is to provide consistency and compassion and quality to all the residential care units. And so I think that is it. Yes, it is. And so thank you and have a great day. Right at 5 minutes. Awesome.